Hey, Shawn, how you doing? Uh,
Rob
so,
Coker.
how you doing, man? So please, everybody, meet former NFL great. Played for 13 seasons on the NFL. Shawn Springs. He's now the owner, founder of WinPact, a company making amazing, innovative interior helmet padding. One thing I always tell everybody about Shawn is he's such a great, funny, smart guy. I'm so proud of our partnership with Shawn, who obviously his interior padding is in our girls lacrosse headgear. Hey, Shawn, how you doing?
What's going on, man? How you
How's that?
doing?
How's
I'm
that?
happy
How's the
to be
family
here.
doing?
Everybody's good, man. The kids, one son has stayed out in Arizona. He's at the University of Arizona, so he stayed out in Tucson, and the other one is here from Georgetown. And the two younger ones are just bored out of their mind between TikTok and video games. That's what's going on around here.
Yeah, no, that's the world. I got four of those too. So trying to get them out playing a little bit, and
Right.
they are. So it's good. So Shawn, graduate, great player at the Ohio State University. Did I ever tell you, Shawn, that I think I told you this, that my friends and I went to the '96 Michigan Ohio State game. We were 26 years old, trading in the city. I talk about it in the book. And you played in that game. You remember that game and what happened?
Yeah, man, I remember that game, Rob. That was the one game that I wish I could have back in my career. And the one game you would go to, for all the other times at Ohio State, I had great games, but that I slipped and gave up one touchdown that game, and I still get so frustrated and mad about it because we lost to Michigan that year, and man,
Yeah.
we would have been the national champs for sure if we'd have won that game.
Yeah, I know you were undefeated coming in, and I remember this, but I also remember. I have to tell you, Shawn, I remember you could see your greatness and talent and your leadership from the second you came out, and that's all I remember. I do remember the slip, but that's all I remember is seeing you, and you're such a great player. So, can you tell us what got you into after your career? Looking into something like creating this company and
Yeah.
this product for helmets.
Yeah, well, Rob, you know, I had a great career at the Ohio State, like we like to say, and I was drafted the third overall pick, Rob, and I think I may have told you the story before. I was drafted to a team, the Seattle Seahawks, and at the time they were in a transition period of being sold from the Nordstrom's family, were selling a franchise, and they were moving. We're going to be sold to a group in LA. And then Paul Allen, who founded Microsoft, stepped up and he said, you know what, I'm going to purchase a team and I'm going to build a whole new stadium, like $300 million of his own money to build this stadium. And and I had to go out there because he still needed another $200 million for the city to vote, taxpayer dollars, because it was on $500 million stadium, which they have today. And I remember Rob riding around with Mr. Allen in this small town. He said, hey, I'm drafting these young, exciting players, Shawn Springs, Walter Jones. I'm going to buy the team, and we're going to have a whole new stadium, and it's going to be great, and the organization is going to change, which it did. The Seahawks are winning now. Uh, and I remember in between going from like Redmond to like Issaquah and up in the Pacific Northwest, these little towns. And I said, Mr. Allen, did you know you were going to be a billionaire? And he said, Shawn, when me and Bill were at 150-foot office in Bellevue, it wasn't about becoming a billionaire. It was about doing something disruptive on the internet and about technology. So that kind of stuck with me, Rob. I had a buddy who was working for a company selling books online. I was like, does anybody buy books online? I don't know if that's a good idea, right?
We all have those. We all have
We
those.
all know who that is. Then I had another buddy who was living in the same neighborhood selling water and coffee for $4. I was like, man, who the hell pays $4 for some water and coffee, right?
That's me and you nowadays, Shawn.
That's me and you, like, can't get it. So it was Starbucks and Amazon. So what got me excited, Rob, about technology and what led ultimately me founding WinPack was I was inspired by innovation as a young man going to Seattle. I mean, it was just, you can see all the great companies from Microsoft, Amazon, Starbucks, Slack, and all these other companies, man. So I got the tech bug when I landed in Seattle.
No, that's cool. I love Sean how you tell stories about Paul Allen. I tell stories about Shawn Springs. Love it. So specifically with your padding and
Uh-huh.
helmets, what really got you interested in that?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you know what? I was fortunate enough, Rob. Most people know that my father was a professional football player at Ohio State. I was able to follow in his footsteps. I have young boys who actually play in college. One's at Georgetown, one's at Arizona, and my youngest son, who's 13, they all want to follow my footsteps and their grandfather's footsteps. And towards the end of my career, concussions, traumatic brain injuries, and I don't know if you guys seen the movie Concussion with Will Smith, but towards the end of my career, it became a big deal about and the seriousness of traumatic brain injury and effects on the body and the mind. And Rob, as I started to think about it, and you have four beautiful daughters, and I have a daughter and three boys, but I was just like, man, I got to do something. I want to get back to the next generation of athletes. I was thinking about like protecting not only my kids but the next generation of athletes, loved ones, so they aren't suffering. I had a teammate I played with in New England named Junior Seau, and I always looked up to Junior Seau because I was in Seattle and he was in San Diego, Rob. And then I had one chance to play with him in New England. And he was cool as hell, and he was just a good guy, and I never seen it coming. So it really hurt me, like when he killed himself. So then I started to think, you know what? We can't overlook the seriousness of the effects of injuries. Now, sports are amazing to play when played properly, when played safely. You have the right equipment, you have the right rules, Rob. We all know that it all goes together and the right coaching, but it can be dangerous if you don't have the right protection or the right rules, or people like ourselves trying to make the game better through improving equipment.
yeah. No, you're right about that. We talked to so many players, and actually, Junior. I mentioned Junior Seau in the book, and one of my favorite players of all time as an Eagles fan was Andre Waters.
Yeah.
Same thing, and nobody knew about it, and just obviously a family who loves them, and so sad to hear that happen. Great work you're doing. So, your technique. You want to talk a little bit about your WinPact? Great
Yeah.
technology, how it works. That we
Yeah.
have in our headgear.
Yeah. Yeah. We talk about it. And so WinPact, I started off with WinPact, with the desire to improve safety in football. But then I quickly realized after, I spent the first 3 years just investigating. Let me back it up. When I came out, I spent the first 3 years just investigating why had helmet technology changed in 30 years, Rob. Why the same helmet that I was wearing in '09, my father was wearing very similar when he played in the 80s.
Yep.
20, 30 years. And you think how much a car can change in 10 years, 5 years. Imagine 30 years, don't even look the same. And I was just blown that the in lack of innovation there. So we start off thinking football, but then we quickly realize that impact protection goes way beyond just boys and playing football, and but it's girls lacrosse now, it's hockey, this. And then we expanded not only into what we do in the sports arena, but we build product solutions in automotive and in military. And reason why we've had success, Rob, because one, I'm not a technical founder, I'm not an engineer or anything like that. All I wanted to do is how do we solve this problem? Who are the best people in the world? What's this network of scientists that understand biomedical, what's actually happening to the brain and body? Who are the people out there who understand the materials and material scientists? And who are the people who can run these complex models and algorithms, computational science, and put it all together to build a great company to solve problems? So our technology, I started off with our technology, crash cloud technology, which is a combination of foam and air. And if you squeeze it on low and medium impacts, it's soft. And then if you hit it, tighten up. And it can intelligently adjust to a level of impact. See, the cool thing about our technology, though, is we're always looking at materials. So we foam agnostic. So if a new material comes up and it meets the price point, you know, that makes it that is affordable for parents, because we all know that's the key, right? Got to be affordable product, because as you know, as an entrepreneur and a partner, you got to be able to sell it, and it gives 30, 40, 50% improvement. We're always looking for new materials, new foams to improve the product. So so now we've not only have the Crash Cloud, but we have a proprietary material database where we're seeing materials that's used in the military, materials that's used in automotive, and materials that's used in sports, to be able to make these products safer. And I'm pretty excited, because the good thing about us is our focus is really just making the best material and the safest product in interior liner. And we got great entrepreneurs like yourself who came to us and said, you know what? Girls need protection, right? I'm a girl dad, like Kobe and yourself. I'm a girl dad. And you know what, Rob, we believe that we can solve the impact challenges, but we don't have the answers to the problem. So we rely on the entrepreneurs like yourself and innovators like yourself. It's like, you know what, have you guys ever thought about girls lacrosse? It's like, I didn't even know, you know, that was needed. And then when you explained it to me, like, Rob, I'll help you solve that problem.
Right. No, you're awesome, Shawn. So, you know, I just want to ask you real quick, what, you know, I know, I think you remember the dinner that we came down to, my team and I, and met your team, and all hung out, and you know, I got to know each other, and I think we knew after that dinner that, you know, we were going to do this together. What, you know, what was it that, you know, really made you, you know, believe in me, you know, my team, what we're doing, you know, to know that you're going to move forward?
Well, the biggest thing in the early days, I was always nervous. I wouldn't say skeptical. I was nervous because as a startup, you know, you got to be very who you align yourself with, and we might not have had the resources to support you the way we wanted to, because we were both startups at the time. But the reason that I was so inspired by the conversation we had, and it was one simple reason: you wanted to make the game safer for girls and your daughters. And I saw that passion, Rob. Like, I don't know if people know, and I don't tell your personal business, but you know, you said, Shawn, it's not about making a whole bunch of money, right? You said, I know how to make money. I was a trader, right? You said, Shawn, it's about really doing what's right for the game.
That's right.
I was blown away. I was like, well,
and the girls,
yeah, and you said, and you were like frustrated because I remember you telling me stories like, dude, like these girls are out here getting hit with balls and stuff, like, and I'm trying to tell people like these girls need to be protected. I got 4 daughters, and then when I heard the conversation, I was like, man, that could be my Sedona. I mean, she's gonna want to play, and she's not old enough now. She's 5, but now she's 11. But at the time, I was thinking like, he might know something that everybody's just ignoring or overlooking. And it's stupid, right? Like we got to take them serious, and that's why we did it.
Right. It's just like the other things that we talk about, whether it's the NFL or anything else, or even seatbelts. It's not the norm. It's not just that the game's played and sticks are hitting heads and balls are flying. It's that if you're going to play for 10, 12 years, just one ball or stick to the head and the impact that it can do. That's what we talk about. So. I really appreciate you doing this for me, Shawn. You know, I love working with you, and I look forward to us working together for the next 3 or 4 decades, as long as we got.
Yeah, man. You know, and you know, when you have your Virgin Gorda beach house, man, make sure that you you bring me down there to hang out at the beach with you, man.
Not much of a beach guy. I like my little places, but
hey, when you hang out in the Caribbean, man, you and your wife, man, just invite me down, man.
I appreciate it. Right back at you, Shawn. Right back at you. But thank you for everything. Really, really appreciate you taking the time and for all that you are. Keep doing your thing.
All right, thanks. Thanks, Rob.